Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. When we learn from our experiences of life, exactly what happens? This is basic thing. If we catch this, it will make all the difference in life. An example will make it clear. All of us, sometime or the other, in our childhood, have touched fire and our hand got burnt. And we have learned from that fire burns. As a result, do we have hatred for fire? See? Because we have learned, if we want to get rid of all the likes and dislikes from our mind, this is the only technique. Learn from every experience. But instead of that, we react to the experiences. See? Like here in this country, there is one word which is very much used, but it is the most disgusting word. And that word is hate. In somebody's house, we were having food. So I said, hey, I like this eggplant. You also try. Swamiji, I hate it. The very utterance of the word hate creates a complete psychological disbalance in your system. See, friend, just say this simple thing. I dislike this and I hate this. See what a difference it makes? It's only because the basics are not clear. Now apply the same principle everywhere. Your mind will be free from all the burden of our past and will be relaxed. See? But instead of that, we carry that burden throughout life. And then how can we learn from even God? See, therefore, this learning process begins here. Every experience of our life is our Guru, and we have to learn from them. Simple rule. See? About this, I'll tell you another example. Children are my great gurus. I have learned maximum from the children. Elderly people have got complaints. Children have got questions. So, the child, he was attending my talks on Kenopanishad. He, his mother, father, three of them used to come. And the child was not a big one. He was hardly 7-8 years. But he will come, sit in the front and listen attentively. The whole 1.5 hour or 1 hour lecture. And one day after the lecture, when we went home, we were having breakfast. So, nice paratha, butter, chutney, and I was really enjoying. That very time, like a Hindi movie, the phone rang and the man said, Swamiji, I have to go. I got some urgent call. I said, go, I don't need you. I got paratha. You go. He went. The moment he went away, immediately, wife uvacha, wife has got a chance. Swamiji, he doesn't have any bad habits. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he doesn't go for parties, and he is very disciplined. Everything is fine. He cares for us, he takes care for us. Everything is fine. Whenever a wife praises the husband, there is something coming. See, you come and sit here, Mama. So, I was waiting, now what comes? And then he says, Swamiji, everything is fine, but, now what but? He gets angry like mad. And when he gets angry, it's impossible to tolerate it. You give somebody paratha to eat and torture thereafter. See? So, that boy, he says, Swamiji, may I answer her mama's question? I said, hey, Chelaji, great, start. And see his understanding. He said, today Swamiji told something in Sanskrit, but that English I understood, Sanskrit I didn't understand. And the mantra was, Yan manasana manute yena ahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yaditum upasate. That which cannot be comprehended by the mind, but that because of which mind has a comprehension power, that is the Brahman, that is the reality, that is God, and that God you are, tat Brahma tvameva vidhi. You have to know that you are divine. And Swamiji didn't say, he is divine. He said everybody. So the mother said, so what do you want to tell? Wait, Mama, wait. So, Swamiji is Brahman God. I am Brahman God. You are Brahman God. Our daddy is also Brahman and God. See the understanding. And further he goes. Like, there are different brands. Monaco biscuits, Parle biscuits, see, Britannia biscuits. Exactly the same way. Our daddy is an angry brand Brahman. See the understanding. Because the child has learned and applied. But that lady came for the talk. If she has really caught that point, that everything is the reality, the Brahman, will it not include her husband also? This is one of the biggest difficulty for many seekers. They start understanding in such a manner that they come, yes, I feel I am divine. What about others? See? Now to understand this, I'll give you one experiment. Now you are looking at this white blackboard. So you know where you are. You are away from yourself, isn't it? Now look at this bottle. You have come a little closer to yourself. Now if I tell you this simple principle, vision is covered by the colors and forms. How it is covered? Where is your attention? On the object. But when we go to the doctor, ophthalmologist, and we tell him, see, I am having some problem, headache and all that. So, the doctor tells, put some 2 chairs for them. You can take this chair and sit here itself. So, one minister, he was with the doctor, and the doctor asked, okay, can you read this? He said, no. Then he increased the size of the font. Can you increase now? Can you read now? No. He made it very big. Now you can read. He said, no. How come? He said, I don't know English. Now to that dumb man, how can you check his eyes? He was not testing his knowledge of English, testing the eyes. But although he was there for testing the eyes, but he was lost in the objects. See. So what we have to do? Till such time, any object of the world is extremely attractive for us. We are at the periphery of our personality. Think. You must have sat sometime in the giant wheel, but not the one which are in Wembley, England, or in Singapore. They are dumb. They move and you don't feel that they are moving. They're so slow. You know, in the villages, they have that handmade and it moves. Oh. So when it goes down, oh, you get that kind of feeling. So when you are at the periphery of that giant wheel, it is more impact. As you start migrating towards the hub, the center, impact is minimum. Is it not our experience? Whole day, we are at the periphery of our personality. And what is that periphery? Two things. One, possessions and relations. And second, experiences from possessions and relations. These two things. And whenever we talk to someone else, what we talk is only these two things. About our past possessions and relations. The net result is, we are going away from ourselves. And we get tired of that. Then what do? We go to sleep. Even in satsang. See? Today I received one WhatsApp, very nice question. One person asked, Swamiji, you say that people come for your lecture and listen for time pass. I agree with that. But sometimes you also say that there are people, particularly in USA, they told me that Swamiji, I am your fan. I said, how come? When I get tired whole day, I come home, finish my dinner, straight away go to bed, put your MP3, and I don't know when I sleep. That day I discovered people listen to me to go to sleep, not to awaken. So he asked me this question, Swamiji, what are these two things? Because to one lady I told her, she asked me this question, Swamiji, I don't get sleep at all. And I don't want to take any medicines. So I asked her, I said, Mama, tell me, how do you sleep? So I was staying with him. I said, come to your bed. She went. I said, now demonstrate me how you sleep. So she sat down. She said, Swami, I directly don't sleep. I sit for some time. I said, okay, sit there. What do you do? Then she will take a rosary in her hand. And then she'll start. Gujarati. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. And then I don't get sleep. 4, 5, 6 hours I keep awake. 8 hours I don't get sleep. I try to toss on the bed, yet I don't get sleep. Doctor told it is bad, you should take medicine. And I don't want to take medicine. So you please tell me how to sleep. See. Then I told her, I said, look here. When I tell you something, I don't like questions, arguments and logic. If you are going to follow that, I'll talk. If you have got any logic, argument, stop. Okay, sir, you tell me. I said, give me your rosary. She gave me. I put it in my pocket. I said, now lie down. on your left side and close your eyes and do this imagination, what technically called as bhavana. Do this bhavana that you have entered your bloody heart. In Upanishad, it is said, in the waking experience, we live in the right eye. In the dream experience, we live in your throat. In the deep sleep experience, we live in the heart. So I told her, turn on the left side and do this bhavana. You have entered your heart. And now start playing sleep, sleep. She said, what is the meaning of playing sleep, sleep? I said, when you sleep, what happens? I don't know. I said, okay, I'll tell you. When we sleep, we breathe deep and slow. See? Don't do, you'll go to sleep. Do this. And she did for a few times and she slept so deep. Next day she got up at about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And in their house, they celebrated. Dadi Ma soi thi. So when he heard this example, and then other example, that the man comes, puts on CD and goes to sleep. I am feeling some contradiction. How to understand this? I said, look here. When you are doing japa, mind is born. Be very attentive. Try to think without using words. Can you think? You cannot. Wherever there are words, mind is born. In other words, mind expresses as words. So, when you do japa, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, see what is happening? First, mind is born. Second thing, I am doing japa. I is born. Then how can you sleep? See, what a difference it makes. And these things are not in books, my friends. You have to learn from within yourself. In many yoga classes, you must have heard, they tell you, yogaha chitta vritti nirodha, and it never happens. You ask any yogi teacher, tell him, you swear by anybody except me, have you really attained chitta vritti nirodha, total suspension of thoughts? Not possible. But who does yoga for that? Yoga is for twisting the body, not for straightening the mind. In LA, few years before, we were having some lecture and one white girl came. And after that was over, she gave me her card. Yoga under tree. So I read this, oh, very good. Kept it. Do you do yoga? I said, yes. What yoga you do? I said, I do yoga on tree. See, imagine, is this yoga? Like I was telling Virendra, somebody asked me here only, Swamiji, you know yoga. These days it's very popular, hot yoga. What is the hot yoga? I said, it is there in our scriptures. Really? What is that? I said, it is actually a hot yoga, But the person who is propagating that is a Bengali. Therefore, Hatha Yoga became a hot yoga. Bengalis cannot say they say O. Krishna, Krishna, Ramo, Ramo. Like that. There's a great fun in this world. And when you start learning this process, then you will come to know that all the problems are only in the mind. There are no problems outside. There are no problems inside. Problems are only in the mind. Now, how there are no problems inside? See, one of my friend, he went to the doctor with his wife for the checkup. So the doctor took her inside and whatever he was doing, and he was sitting there and he read some kind of a sleep. If you are 50 plus, you should check for your heart. He said, yes, I can check that till she comes out. He went and then he was having more than 70% blockade. So the doctor said, before your wife gets operated, you get operated. It is a serious condition. So there was a problem, but it was not included in the mind. It didn't exist. Please catch this point. Whatever is included in the mind, that is the source of misery for us. Therefore, when we sleep, exactly what we do? We delete all the contents of the mind. Like, be attentive. You are all computer experts. I am ignorant in that. But I learned from you people only. Like when you delete the data, it is not deleted, it is still there. Yesterday I got one hard disk and they have got a data recovery plan free. So, if your disk becomes bad and you can't take out, we'll do it free for you. So when it was deleted, how can you get it? This was my biggest question always. And once in Sydney, a person who was driving me to the airport, hello, I said, sir, please introduce yourself, who are you, what are you, and why are you suffering with me? He said, Swamiji, I have been coming to your lectures, but I was to sit ekdam back side. So today, this is my duty to take you. I said, tell me something about you. Who are you, what do you do? Swamiji, I am a professor in university. Oh, very good. What subject do you teach? He said, computer science. I said, very good. My biggest question you can solve. When we delete the data, where it goes? Because when you delete something, laptop should become light, is it not? It doesn't become light. Where does it go? And how you recover the deleted data? Please tell me. Whatever he told me, from that I learned this principle of life. When the data is deleted, means what happens? It doesn't remain active. It is still there. Like the data on the hard disk are the impressions on the mind. In the deep sleep, the impressions become inactive. Nothing is lost. See, friends. And therefore, if we want to get rid of the data for good, what has to be done? They must remain inactive all the time. And for that, this is the technique. Learn from every experience. When we learn from every experience, no impression will be formed on the mind. So don't allow the impressions to be formed. Then there is no problem. See? So what to do? Upload it on the cloud. Empty your space. Again problem. How to upload in the cloud? Who is sitting on the cloud? Kanaiyalal बैठा है ऊपर. Hand over something to him. Everything I do. See, when the kids are not kept busy, they create problems, is it not? In the same manner, keep him busy. Then he will not create problems for us. This is here, the next step in our life comes that we must have an anchor to hang around. Some place, some altar, some temple, some God, some principle, whatever you feel comfortable with, have something. And before that, 100% surrender. No question. See, once I was in Miami a few years before, and there with my friend I went to one ashram, and there is some Swamiji, Indian origin Swamiji, he has this good ashram. So we went to take darshan, and he is, who speaks basically only on Yoga Vasishta. So we went to meet him, and my friends know I don't entertain questions. So we went there, we sat, and then he came, big paraphernalia and all that, sit here, don't go there, don't touch here. So we are sitting there like, prisoners. Then he came and sat. And he asked my friend, yes, what questions you have got? He looked at me, because I don't entertain any question. So I look at the other side. Because he will ask question. Then he said, our Swamiji doesn't allow us to ask questions. He said, you learn. I'm not going to teach you. He said, but without asking questions, how can you teach somebody? The whole Yoga Vasishta is nothing but question, answer, question, answer. I said, you are right, sir. Hey, ask questions. And then it started. See, friends, I give you simplest technique, spiritual evolution, simplest. It can't be simpler than this. That about which you have no question, that you are. That is the truth. That is the ultimate. Find out what we don't have questions. We'll come to know we have no question about our being. Either I am or I am not. This option is not there. Knowing anything else or not knowing, how does it matter? See, suppose I ask you a simple question. Who was the 6th President of America? I don't know. Okay. What was the number of the glasses of Mahatma Gandhi? I don't know. Yeah. Does it make any difference? But it does make a difference. Who am I? And further, every question is always about something other than the self. How simple it is. One point. Second point. Every question arises from the seed called as somebody. The other day in his house we have done this experiment. Just recognize this simple principle of life. Become somebody. For example, become husband or wife for next 20 seconds. And see what thoughts come. Stop. Now remain as nobody. Do thoughts come at all? Over. When you become husband or wife, the thoughts pertain to wife or husband respectively. When you are nobody, you have no reference to think. You require reference. Without reference, you cannot think. You must have seen when the river is flowing in one direction. Suppose there is a rock somewhere, or a pillar, or a tree. There you will see what is happening to the flowing waters. At that particular point, that pillar or the rock which is obstructing the flow of the waters is ebbing of the waters. Water ebbs. Ebbing is what? The water flows in the opposite direction. Only few millimeters, not much. Remove that, again it flows the same way. Be very attentive. Our life is from the womb to the tomb, going in one direction, as nobody. But then somebody is born. So, the life which is in fact a common denominator for all the living beings, but that life gets as if obstructed by this rock of body identification, and the ebbing of the life starts. And that ebbing principle is called as mind. And then, after the body identification, 2G scam happens. Second generation. Mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. And thereafter, you cannot stop thinking till you carry the burden of all these buddies. And this is the basic principle which most of the students forget. See, when our scriptures tell, you must complete your spiritual practice early morning, Brahma Muhurta, or early morning. Scriptures are not getting any benefit by making us wake up early. They are not getting any benefit. If we learn the principle behind it. See, in the deep sleep experience, who are we? What are we? When are we? And where are we? We are nobody. See? That is the reason. A husband who doesn't dare look at the eyes of the wife snores loudly in the deep sleep, although she is sleeping next. Where from the courage comes? Because I am no more a husband. I am nobody. Be attentive. When you get out of the sleep, before you become anybody, complete your spiritual practice. See? Suppose you get up at 4 o'clock. So, with some other example. But what happens? We wake up just before going to work. And therefore, last night I had taken bath. Next morning they never take bath, dirty fellows. See? Why they take bath before going to sleep? So there should be good sleep. But you have to leave the whole day good also. See? So, in the morning they are in a hurry, I somehow get up, go. What kind of life it is? And then we say, I am not able to do meditation. Then what to do? Frustration. Before you become anybody, mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, Indian, American, professional, anybody before you become, in the morning, finish whatever 10 minutes, half an hour time you get. Try with that. When you are out of the sleep, finish your morning ABCD, sit quiet before the Lord or anywhere, even on your bed, and practice this. Remain as nobody. If we are able to practice this to begin with, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, we are progressing in leaps and bounds. Practice, nobody can do it for you. The following principles, if you observe carefully and sincerely whenever you sit for prayers, the principles are 4 or 5 of them. First principle, when you are sitting, you are happy and cheerful. Not, oh God, pure meditation. No. You are happy and cheerful. The happy and cheerful doesn't mean in the morning you get up, what happy? It's being Dumbo. Happy means no complaints. 0 complaints. See? Number 1. Number 2. Remember 2 ways. Either recognize that your beloved Lord and your Guru is in your heart, and the Lord protects us and the Guru guides us from within. This will remove the element of fear. Many students, when they sit for prayers, they get fear. One person asked me this question, Swamiji, many times I feel when I am sitting for meditation, if the levitation happens, what will happen? And that depends, where do you sit down? Suppose you are sitting below the moving fan. If you are sitting below the tree, you will hang to the tree. These fears are only because we start feeling lonely. Fear is a sign of loneliness. In aloneness, there is no fear. See? In deep sleep, we are alone. No fear. So, either practice this. Install your beloved Lord and your Guru in your heart. They are taking care. Don't worry. Or another way. This is another way. I'll tell you about this small story. This happened in Wales, UK. I was staying with one British family, and very old house, 200-300 years old, and I was on the first floor. So, morning, this Amma came to call me for breakfast. And probably I must have been sitting quiet or maybe sleeping, sleeping. She came and I didn't recognize that she has come and all that, and she went down. Then afterwards, when I went down, she said, Swamiji, I am extremely sorry. I disturbed your meditation in the morning when you are sitting. I said, Mama, don't abuse me. I don't do meditation. Then I said, I was sitting in the lap of my Bhagavan Sri Krishna. When I told her like this, she started crying, hugged me. How can you so casually say like this? Like a child. When the child is in the lap of the mother, totally relax. You don't have to achieve anything in meditation. You don't get anything in meditation. On the contrary, you lose everything. Are you ready for this? Don't we do the same thing in sleep? In deep sleep, we lose everything. We have no possessions, no relations, no achievements, no failures, no health, no disease, no nothing. It's such a simple thing like sleep demands giving up everything. But we have that funny notion. When I say meditation, what will happen? There will be peace at home. See, many people get lost in this thing, And then, when I said for meditation, Swamiji, once I got nice light, but after that light is not coming. Where it has gone wrong? I said, everything is fine, change the bulb. Bulb has become fuse. Don't get carried away by all that. Be attentive. All these experiences happen. You will get tickling in the heart. You will get tickling in the forehead. You will see light. You will hear some sounds. Everything happens. We don't deny. Like in the outer world, there are temptations. In the same manner, in the inner world, these are the temptations. Let him come and go. Who cares? One thumb rule. Any experience which comes and goes is the flicker of mind. That experience which has never come and never goes is the truth. And the best part is, we don't have to do anything. Real spiritual practice is a process of undoing. We don't have to become holy. It is the process of becoming, a process of unbecoming. Relax, relax, relax. Who is tense? Somebody is tense. So the third principle. First was, we are happily sitting. Second is, we are with the Lord in or out. The third principle, we have to drop our total past. Then only you can begin from point zero. See? Our condition is like what? Once I went to somebody's house for dinner. These are my professional requirements and hazards. So that Amma was cooking and husband had this dumb iPhone. And he was talking to her. See, I bought it only 3 months before. Now it is hanging up. These people take money. So she said, you always complain about everything. Now you are complaining about phone. I don't know what happened to that. That very moment I entered. Go and ask Swamiji. So he said, Swamiji, the case is referred to you. Why my phone is hanging, tell me. I said, yes, I am also expert in eye, but not the phone. Then I told him, go to your settings, scroll down, there is the option, reset factory settings. Click that, you click. Now there is a message, all data will be erased, yes and no. You click yes, it is yes. All data was. Then I said, now restart. He restarted. He started functioning perfectly well. Amaji, what happened? I said, this is your and my story. By factory settings, we are all divine. Why the phones hang? Because free download. Whether we require or we don't require, we keep on accumulating so much of unwanted apps and unwanted data. Millions of WhatsApp you'll get. Throw them away. Don't accumulate. And as a result, our system hangs up. Delete it. And how to delete that? When you are sitting for meditation, start playing this moment. I am nobody. Just say to yourself. See, friends. Isn't it simple? It may be simple for you. Get married and show how to be nobody. Get married once more. See, friends, don't complain. Work on it. How many points? 1, 2, 3 points. The fourth point. Very important. Don't plan what you will do after meditation. Don't plan. Oh, Swami is coming for breakfast. I don't know what I should do. Should I don't know whether it takes onion or not. Anyway, I'll keep it cut and ready. And then, should I make upma or poha? What is it like? I'll give you. Meditation in Pyaj Kato meditation. Any sankalpa you take, what you will do after meditation, your meditation is destroyed. Isn't it simple? Normally we only complain. Now, when you are asking for meditation, too many thoughts come. What should I do? Don't do meditation, relax. No, but my guru told to do meditation, then do meditation. But then the thoughts come, then don't do meditation. See? Once you get in that complaint mode, you will never learn in life. For learning, you require patience. And patience is not outside. Learn from every experience of your life. See? There are 3 things which are tremendous enemy in the life of every person. The 3 things are alasya nidra pramad, alasya laziness, nidra unhealthy sleep, pramad ability to efficiently repeat the mistakes. 3 things. The same mistake, repeat again and again, again and again. See, friends, we have to get out of it. Nobody can help us. Now, when you thus practice this, see what has happened now. When I am nobody, past deleted. When I don't plan what I do up in the future, future is deleted. Now, where are you? In the present. Be very attentive. Present without past and future is presence. But all the time, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, वो गए भाड़ में, तुम भी जाओ. All the time. See, this is a very powerful spiritual practice. Don't talk about your past. If somebody asks you, bluff. You have to learn to forget, not remember. And forgetfulness is a gift of God to us. Those who cannot forget, they suffer. Take money from somebody and forget. See the joy. That fellow will suffer. You relax. अच्छा लिया था, मुझे तो याद ही नहीं. See, friends. Therefore, now when we are in the present, you will see in the present what happens. Last important point to learn. In the present, what happens? Like the ice cubes, like yesterday's tennis ball size hails. What department? Weather department. This is going to come like that, and we are waiting. सबको बेवकूफ बनाया. Advanced country. I was waiting, कब आएगा. Like you take the ice cubes and put them in the water. Do you have to do anything? Nothing. Slowly they will dissolve in the water without making a noise, and be attentive. And again the same ice cube will not come out. Exactly the same way. If we start remaining more and more in the utter present, slowly the ice cube that we are, what are we? I versus you. That ice cube will start slowly dissolving in the totality. In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna tells, what is the meaning of spiritual attainment? Only two things. These two things bring us in the utter present. First thing is, Shitoshna Sukhadukkeshu Jitatmana. The world comes to us in two ways. Once the world comes in the form of experiences which are complementary to each other. Joy, sorrows, gain, loss, achievement, failure. They come to us in these complementary opposites. Jitatmana. When these complementary opposites do not disturb our equanimity of the mind, then the ice cube has dissolved in the waters. Mind and consciousness are the same. The surface area of the waters is the mind, and the depth is the consciousness. Once I happened to go for seeing the corals in Australia. That great reef is there. So they asked us we had to go inside the sea almost 4 or 5 kilometers by boat. And where it was shallow, little bit, and we can see the corals. So they gave us all funny kind of clothes and all that. And then everybody got into the water, I also got. And then they told us that now you have to look, you have to float, and then you can see. And I was feeling so uncomfortable. I don't like anything binding me. Therefore, I don't have mala and all get funny kind of thing. So I said, hey, it's not enjoying. I came out. I said, hey, I don't want it. I came, gave it to him. He said, man, you have spent money, you don't want to see. I said, yes, I will see it. Without this, I can see. Where from? I said, from here. You want to jump into the sea? I said, yes. Jump. And I jumped. And I know swimming. And he, oh God, this was what he has done. And then I could go deep, about 10 feet or so. And there I got the message. Waves are only at the surface level of the ocean. When you go deep, there are no waves. When you are at the surface level of your personality, possessions, relations, achievements, failures, you are living at the mind level. Go deep. How to go deep? Shitoshna Sukhadukkeshu Jitatmana. Be aware that nothing in this world has a freedom to disturb our peace of mind. It is in our hands. Nobody can help us in this. See, friends. Then, is not only the world comes in the form of complementary opposites, but also the people come in our life. Now, how the people come in our life? Again, two ways. Somebody will respect you, somebody will disrespect you. There is no third thing. So, when somebody respects, we start bloating like a frog becoming a bull. And when somebody disrespects, oh, these people have no manners. Bhagavan says, Shitoshna Sukhadukkeshu Jitatmanaha, one part. Second part, Manapa Manayoho Prashantasya. Man apaman, honor and dishonor. See? Once I was in Puttaparthi and during the course of my lecture, I explained them what is Prashanti Nilayam. And after my talk was over, one person said, oh God, we are here for so many years, but we did not know what is the meaning of Prashanti Nilayam. See? We all know Ashanti. No commentary is required. We are self-sufficient. Second is Shanti. We only keep the name of the house. But inside there is a firework going on. So Ashanti we know, Shanti we know. But there is the third thing called as Prashanti. What is Prashanti? Prashanti is that which is not enhanced because of the Shanti, which is not disturbed because of the Ashanti. Be attentive. How to discover this Prashanti? There are sounds. Then first we want silence. Swamiji, when we were staying there was too much of noise, Now in this house it is so quiet. So such people start liking only quietness outside, inside volcanoes. See? So we are struggling to attain Shanti, but it doesn't happen. And something little happen here and there, we become agitated. Because the Shanti is disturbed. Prashanti is whether there is a peace or there is a noise. How does it matter? Manapamanayoho prashantasya. Paramatma samahitaha. He has attained merging in the absolute. the ice cube is dissolved. And the whole process, how much time, efforts it takes, that much time and effort, as much a husband requires to become a man, or a wife requires to become a woman. Now here is another simple principle. Ocean can become the wave. Wave cannot become the ocean. Wave will dissolve in the ocean. Man can become a husband. Husband can never become a man. Why? He is already a man. He doesn't have to become. He is man. He became husband. We are divine. We became limited. Give up these limitations. Hey, friends. It's extremely simple. If we have taken this principle, if somebody can teach us, only our own life, then how to learn from the life? We have to learn how to think. Normally, we react. Reaction is in the form of default settings. And default settings can be reduced in external and internal world. This thing I'll tell and conclude. In the external world, when we are living, we have to live in meditation. If somebody can commit accident on a football ground while driving a car by searching a tree, can he drive on the highways? In the same manner, a person who is all the time agitated, angry and excited and rebellion in the outer world, can he sit quiet? So what is to be done? The external world, when we are moving, this mantra is very simple. I told the first day only in that Karya Siddhi Hanumanji temple. Very simple mantra. सुनो, देखो, बोलो मत. See, hear, don't talk. It is such a nice hall. बोल दिया. This has become our habit. About everything, we have to give a comment. See? Once I was with one great Mahatma, and in his car, so he was sitting in front, driver was driving, I was sitting behind, and there was one lady sitting next to me. When we were going, the AC was not working. This happened in India. And then it was little hot. So the ladies have to talk. So she told, Swamiji, it is very hot, isn't it? Swamiji said, I think I have got a skin to perceive. Was it necessary? This is how the mind becomes virulent. Because every speech, every word is nothing but the activity of the mind in the external world. In the internal world, don't talk to yourself. Bolo mat. Suno mat. Don't listen to anything. How it is possible, are yaar, as you are listening now, that way? See? Don't talk to yourself, don't hear anything, and don't see anything. Otherwise you start searching, oh, Krishna is coming, Krishna is coming, Krishna is coming, Krishna is coming. क्या हो गया? Flight late हो गई. Don't try to see anything, don't try to hear anything, don't try to talk to yourself. These two techniques. In the outer world, we will live dynamically, but we will be always with ourselves. In the inner world, we will have no problem. These learnings can never be available in any book. We all have to learn from our own life. And therefore, in meditation, there is no goal. You don't have to reach anywhere. And therefore, there is no failure, there is no success. If failure, ashanti. If success, shanti. No. It is beyond failure and achievement. See? And as a result of this, there is nobody who is realized. All the wise people are so simple, not extraordinary, but ordinary. Give it a try and be happy, or else again I am coming next year. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahan Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.